trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
And good afternoon to you folks. Today at noon we begin with the weather and a live look outside today on this lunch hour. You see some cloud cover out there this afternoon with our ABC6 Skycam. Chelsea, it's been a little overcast today. Those temperatures remain mild. This is the best part though, because you're April Fools. You are so talented. You're going to snap your fingers and that picture's going to change, right?
That's exactly how it works. That's all I have to do. Didn't you know that?
Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine? I wish. It's not too bad outside today. You know, overnight we had some heavy rain. We even had some thunderstorms coming through. And now today we kind of just have some residual impacts after a cold front has started to work through the area. The temperatures are still mild. We're in the mid to upper 50s range. Some of us have gotten into some bright sunshine at times. Right now, a lot of clouds in the Providence area, but at times it gets bright. At times, we're still seeing some scattered showers. One thing's for sure, we are all still very mild, mid to upper 50s, even low 60s outside in spots like New Bedford and Falmouth and out over the Vineyard. It's in the 60s right now, so very, very mild, especially considering how cold it was and from where we started the work week. Current view of the satellite radar image shows you that some of us are dry with some sun popping through. Others are seeing some scattered showers, and this remains to be the pattern for the rest of the day. You're looking at scattered showers at times. That system is pulling offshore but kind of wrapping in some moisture, and the breeze is going to pick up out of the northwest as the day goes on. So when we look at the hour-by-hour forecast, you can see at times you see some sun, at times you see some clouds, at times you see some showers. By about 7 or 8 o'clock, we start to dry out completely. We'll start to clear out, and temps do drop down to the 30s overnight. I'll have a look at your full weekend forecast in just a few minutes. Casey?
All right, Chelsea, thanks. We'll check back in. New at noon today. An absolutely disturbing crime out of Cranston. A man charged with animal cruelty after police say he shot and killed a dog, then left it in a parking lot. 37-year-old Anthony Devone charged with malicious killing of an animal and possession of a firearm by a fugitive. Police say Devone admitted to shooting the dog in the head, then leaving it behind a Family Dollar near a dumpster. Police were able to track him down using a chip in the dog's collar, which listed his address. Devone telling police he shot the dog because he didn't feel safe having the dog around his children. He was released and ordered not to have any contact with animals. We'll have much more on this story tonight on ABC6 News First at 4. The body of a U.S. Marine Corps pilot killed during a training flight in Norwood will return to his Massachusetts home tomorrow. 27-year-old Ross Reynolds of Leominster graduated from Leominster High School and Worcester State University. His body will arrive at Logan Saturday afternoon, followed by a procession to his hometown. Now to the crisis in Ukraine, an urgent evacuation of people from a city described as a hellscape. Folks have been waiting 4 hours in line just for bread. They've had no running water and very little hope until now. ABC's Alex Perche has those new details.
Today, virtual negotiations between Russia and Ukraine meant to end this war resuming. Meanwhile, in the besieged city of Mariupol, an estimated 100,000 people are still trapped with little food, water, or electricity. Russia claims a humanitarian corridor will open for those still there today. An official from Mariupol's mayor's office telling ABC News they have not received confirmation of that corridor and that those buses have not yet reached the city. One agency involved in helping civilians escape tells ABC News this effort has been and remains extremely complex as they make their 140-mile journey. Also, Russian forces have handed back control of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. In other areas of the country, intense fighting continues. Multiple missiles hit the capital city of Kyiv Thursday. ABC's James Longman witnessed this.
We just heard an enormous explosion here towards the north of where we're standing. And you can see there deep, dark smoke rising into the sky. Now, we're not sure what's been hit.
Ukrainian forces have retaken 2 villages along one main supply route to the capital. And overnight, a possible strike on Russian territory, an oil depot in Belgorod, just over the border. This verified video shows 2 airstrikes in the distance. You can also see 2 helicopters flying next to where the strikes hit. Russia claiming it was Ukraine. Ukraine right now not confirming or denying its involvement. Also today, Russian gas still flowing through Europe despite the deadline put in place by President Vladimir Putin to cut off customers who refuse to pay in rubles. It had been Moscow's strongest retaliatory threat to those sanctions over its invasion of Ukraine yet. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
Well, back here closer to home, drivers in Connecticut getting some relief at the pump starting today. The state's gas tax is no more. That means prices will drop roughly 25 cents. Last week, Governor Lamont signed emergency legislation to temporarily suspend the gas tax through June 30th. Fares on public transportation will also be suspended. April Fool's Day was definitely not a joke for some Massachusetts drivers this morning. More like April Fuel's Day, they were calling it there. A Norwood man, he gave out 7,000 gallons of free gas. He says it cost him roughly $30,000. This generous offer started this morning, but some drivers started lining up last night. Each driver had a $75 limit. Boy, that's something. Now to the Oscars fallout. The producer of the Academy Awards now speaking out in an exclusive interview with ABC News about that iconic slap by Chris Rock by Will Smith. He's breaking down what exactly was happening behind the scenes as the world watched the awards show Sunday night. ABC's Rena Roy has more.
In an ABC News exclusive, the lead producer of the Oscars ceremony, Will Packer, sitting down with ABC's TJ Holmes after the slap that stunned the world.
It was like somebody poured concrete in that room. It was this feeling of what just happened. Is this real? How am I supposed to react?
When Will Smith walked onto the stage and slapped comedian Chris Rock Sunday after a joke about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, Packer says he was watching in awe behind the scenes.
I thought it was a bit. I thought it was a bit like everybody else.
But the slap was real, and offstage moments later, the LAPD offered to get involved.
The LAPD made it clear we will do whatever you want us to do, and one of the options is that we will go and arrest him right now.
But Packer says Rock just wanted to move on from the shocking moment.
And he was telling me, I'm fine. Let's just get past this. And they said, you know, would you like us to take any action? And he said no.
The Academy saying they asked Smith to leave, but he refused. So organizers were considering physically removing him.
I immediately went to the Academy leadership that was on site. I was advocating what Rock wanted in that time, which was not to physically remove Will Smith.
Smith went on to win Best Actor, apologizing to the Academy and his fellow nominees, later apologizing to Packer and on Instagram to Rock. Packer worries some historic moments from the show celebrating diversity and inclusivity will be forgotten because of this incident, but he does credit Rock for his composure during the whole ordeal, which he says helped salvage the night. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
We're talking about it nearly a week later. All right, still to come today at noon, the biggest fundraising day of the year in Rhode Island. It is 401 Gives Day, and we are live with a look at how much has already been raised and how you can still help out today. Plus, TikTok and Snapchat under fire once again, why officials in nearly every state are calling for more parental controls. And another pretty good jobs report, but the March numbers, or I should say the February numbers, still not what economists were hoping for. We're going to show you those when ABC6 News at noon continues after this. Well, it is a big day here in the Ocean State. 401 Gives Day in Rhode Island, a day dedicated to raising funds for the state's nonprofit organizations. And so far, over $1.3 million has been raised, and it's just a little after noon right now. ABC6 News reporter Laura Puglisi has more on who you can donate to and also what the day is all about. Take a look.
The fundraiser started during COVID, so this is the first year they're able to do things in person here, and it is making a huge difference. Organizations we spoke to say they are doubling and tripling their donations from previous years. It's a day of giving in Rhode Island. More than 500 nonprofits participating in United Way's 401 Gives Day, hoping to raise some money at a time they need it the most.
We've seen a 138% increase in the number of folks that we support since July of 2020, and fundraising has been difficult. It's been hard for us to plan fundraising events, and it's been hard for us to have people come in and tour our facility.
Joanna Corcoran is with the nonprofit We Share Hope. The group rescues food destined for the landfill and helps fight food insecurity across the state.
We are delivering shelf-stable foods to our Afghan refugee families who have recently resettled to Rhode Island. In addition, we're helping schools across the state set up food pantries.
She says donations have already doubled for the nonprofit. The success shared widely across more than 500 organizations. Brooke Havens with United Way says the Day of Giving has grown since its inception in 2020.
Our first year, we had no idea where this would go. It was 2 weeks after COVID really started, April 1st of 2020. We couldn't have been more proud of ourselves that year, but we hit $1 million at 7 o'clock that night. To hit it this morning by 9 a.m. was overwhelming.
The goal this year is $4 million. The number is continuing to increase by the second. Haven says she's confident they'll get there with the help and generosity of tens of thousands of Rhode Islanders. We have all the information on how you can get involved up on our website at abc6.com. Reporting in Providence, I'm Laura Puglisi, ABC6 News.
Laura, look how far they've already gotten today, and it's only just after 12, so well on their way to that $4 million goal. Thanks, Laura. Coming up, new numbers from the federal government today showing the pandemic's rental assistance program had a positive impact. We'll have that story. Plus, Chelsea has your full weekend forecast. It's been mild, certainly nothing like what they have in Canada right now. We're going to check in there when we come back. Stay with us. Now to a new safety push. Officials in 43 states are calling for more parental controls on TikTok and Snapchat. Here's ABC's Mona Kozar-Abdi.
A coalition of attorneys general from 43 states and Washington, D.C. are expressing concern that TikTok and Snapchat are not doing enough to protect kids from online threats. In a new letter, the AGs urged the social media platforms to give, quote, parents increased ability to protect their vulnerable children. Back in February, TikTok said it would take new steps to enforce limits on harmful content, including information about eating disorders, suicide, and sexual exploitation. The attorneys general acknowledged TikTok and Snapchat do provide some protections, just not enough, writing, quote, "Some of your internal parental control settings can be changed or bypassed." They are now pushing TikTok and Snapchat to conform with what they describe as industry practices and collaborate with parental control apps to allow parents to limit communication to a certain network of people, monitor private messages, and provide alerts to messages that can be dangerous.
Well, if you don't at least amend the community guidelines to begin with, there isn't really an open door for change. So this is a wonderful step to create transparency and to create just a safer platform for everyone to use.
Lawmakers putting similar pressure on other platforms as well. Just last month, Instagram implemented new safeguards for parents to monitor teens' activity. But there is a major caveat. As of now, the teen must initiate supervision to allow parents access to this account info. Mona Kosar Abdi, ABC News, New York.
And winter is definitely not over in Canada. Take a look at this video. Sheets of ice, that's what that is right there, covering an entire car window. This is in Ontario. You can see the driver rolls down his window and the ice didn't even move there. He has to actually physically, as you saw, push the snow out of the way in order to get it off his car. Luckily for us, no snow here, just a little bit of rain, a little bit of overcast skies today.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
It's not out of the question to get snow in April. In fact, Tim Studebaker is working on a story for tonight about that legendary April Fool's Day snowstorm from years ago. So tune in later this evening for that. Today, you're right, Casey, just clouds and some spotty showers outside. Not a lot of rain today. We did have some heavy rain overnight. And from midnight up until this point, many spots have picked up about 1/4 of an inch to about 1/2 an inch of rain. Some spots much lower than that, and Westerly and Block Island barely getting any rain, but others getting some steadier rain at times today. At the moment, what we're going to see is a lot of clouds, scattered showers, and breezy conditions continuing through the afternoon. At times, we've gotten some nice sunshine popping through, and what you can see over our Richmond camera right now is a lot of cloud coverage, some sun popping through, but overall mostly cloudy conditions. Temperature-wise, mid to upper 50s outside, low 60s in some spots like New Bedford and Falmouth and Martha's Vineyard right now, 56 in Newport, 57 in Providence, 56 in Smithfield at the moment. So again, well above average for this time of year. We started the week so chilly. Our afternoon highs on Monday were only in the mid-30s range, closer to the average low for this time of year. So it's nice that we were able to turn things around for today and into the weekend and into most of it next week. The temperatures are going to be staying very mild. Breezes coming in light and variable from the southwest down along the coastline, 5 to 10 miles per hour in most locations. What we're looking at as we head through the coming days is those pollen counts going up Saturday and Sunday. Pollen is going to be much higher outside after we get rid of any rain showers that we have at the moment. What we're looking at is scattered rain coming through the area on and off for the remainder of the afternoon. We'll continue to see this low pressure system pulling away from us, and we'll get brighter as we head into at least the start of the weekend, going through things hour by hour. Cold front from overnight pushes away from us. We dry out overnight, we clear out overnight, and as we head into tomorrow morning, we wake up with sunshine. It'll be a bit breezy as we head through the afternoon. Temperatures tomorrow will be in the mid-50s range, which is seasonable for this time of year. We head through tomorrow night will be clear. Temperatures dip down into the 30s, and then tomorrow we see, Sunday rather, increasing clouds. We're dry for the start of the day. Quick little low pressure system passes to our south Sunday evening with some rain showers moving through the area. So hovering around 60 degrees today, scattered showers. It's a cloudy, breezy, warm day. We head through tonight. We have gradual clearing. It'll be breezy, it'll be cooler, temperatures down to the 30s, so significantly cooler than where we started the day today, but seasonable for this time of year. And with that breeze, we'll feel even cooler. And then tomorrow, mainly sunny, breezy and seasonable, temperatures in the mid-50s. 7-day forecast shows temps staying in the 50s as we head through Saturday and Sunday. And into next week, those temps will be in the mid to upper 50s. The better chance of rain comes through by the middle of next week. Casey?
Not too bad at all, Chelsea. Thank you for that. Still to come today at noon, promising news for the U.S. economy as hundreds of thousands of jobs added last month Why the numbers, though, are still lower than experts predicted, and how the federal rent relief program saved millions of Americans from eviction during the height of the pandemic. Stay with us. Back with some consumer news this afternoon. Decent job gains for the month of March, but not as much as economists expected. The U.S. economy added 431,000 jobs last month, bringing the unemployment rate to a new pandemic-era low. The economy now just 1.6 million jobs short of where it was in February of 2020, right before the pandemic began. It appears the federal government's emergency rental assistance program was very helpful to Americans last year. In fact, new data shows it helped more than 1 million renters avoid eviction in 2021. Roughly $30 billion in rent relief has either been spent or given out since the end of February. Treasury officials expect the remainder of the available funds to be exhausted by the middle of this year. Outdoor dining in most Boston neighborhoods begins today. The program first started during the height of the pandemic as a way for restaurants to stay afloat. The only exception is for restaurants in the North End. They won't start outdoor dining until May 1st, and restaurant owners have to pay a $7,500 fee in order to participate. So to come today here at noon, the adorable play date between a toddler and her four-legged friend. Plus, Chelsea has another look at your afternoon forecast heading into the weekend. It's all coming up. Stay with us. And finally this afternoon, there's no better playmate than man's best friend. Look at this, huh? This German Shepherd, trained to be a guard dog. Now it appears he's also being trained to be a playmate. Watch, you saw the toddler starts piling up all her toys on it. You see that? This good boy just sits there and enjoys it. If it doesn't make you smile on a Friday, Chels, I don't know what will, unless you flip this forecast a little bit, you bring the sunshine, the 90s, like you said this morning.
I did promise that this morning before we remembered that it was April Fool's Day.
Have you gotten, I've gotten hit about 3 times.
Did you?
April.
Did you fall for it?
On Twitter. I fell for like 3 of them. I always do. I'm like, this day gets me every year.
I've been okay so far. But the day, there's still a lot to go today.
There is,
so I'm sure I will get caught at some point. But no, today we're looking at mostly cloudy conditions, still some scattered showers lingering. It's breezy as well, but we're still hovering in the upper 50s and low 60s, so it's still very mild. Overnight we clear out. It stays breezy and temperatures drop down to the 30s, so it's definitely much cooler. That being said, seasonable for the early part of April. Tomorrow looks sunny, a bit breezy. Temps stay in the mid-50s. The entire 7-day, we'll see temps in the 50s, so no big swings like the 30s that we had last week. That felt more like an April Fool's Day joke. That wasn't.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It was frigid the early part of this week.
So much nicer.
All right, Chelsea, appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, folks, for watching as well. Today, our next broadcast comes up at 4 o'clock, and for the latest news and weather anytime, check us out at abc6.com. Have a great rest of your Friday and a great weekend as well.